homeless, 4 are men.
And that's because of patriarchy.
You have to stop talking when I'm talking. Yes, you have to stop talking when I'm talking. Okay? You have to stop talking when I'm talking. And the most people with mental illness are men, but for whatever reason, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Because fat.
No, I ain't meant stop there. No, please. No,
but I'm saying, how is it that we're better off?
No, that's not the point. No. Hey, Jess, you just proved that you are a bad faith conversationalist. That's
I'm just
crazy.
trying to understand the correlation.
Because that's crazy. If I'm telling you that society is punishing men way harder than women, because if you know what, Angry Man and Ali, you guys got it, man. Hey. And if they lose the war, they don't die. They just become another man's wife. It happened, for example, in Ukraine a couple of years ago. All the men had to stay, and all the women could leave the country, and it happened what it happened. The patriarchy is not only privileges for men. The patriarchy privileges very small amount of men. So if you're actually going to look at the pyramid, it's going. One second. If you're actually going to look at the pyramid, it's going to be rich and powerful men on the top, on a very small top, like a 5% of men. It will be 90% of women, and then will be the rest of the men, right? Because the broke man, the poor man, has to die for you, has to go down when Titanic sink, has to go to war. It doesn't have no privilege when it comes to gender. It has to pay child support. Like the system that we have today, when I have to go to court to pay child support, and if I don't send money to Lolo, I'm going to lose my passport, I might lose my driver's license, I might go to jail, is a system of the patriarchy. The patriarchy is making men having to take care of their families and their kids, because if we don't do it, the society is going to be on a worse place. So for the life of me, I can't understand, why do you think that the man that literally was married for 10 years and now has to pay alimony and child support to his baby mama that cheated on him for whatever reason is not the man that is being oppressed by the patriarchy, when she has all the powers on family court law, on all these things? I don't get it. Even on social media, a false allegation can ruin a man's career tomorrow. This is power. This is power. This is power that was conceded to women. Men gave this power to women. Men created these news stations. Men created this social media. Men told women, here is power. Go ahead and use it at your own discretion. So for the life of me, I can't truly understand, why do you think, looking at society right now, Jess, why do you think that patriarchy oppresses women, when you see every day, on day-to-day basis, you go out, you see the most homeless are men, the most junkies are men, the most suicides are men, the most people with mental illness are men, but for whatever reason, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Because fat.
No, I ain't meant stop there. No, please. No,
but I'm saying, how is it that we're better off because y'all are homeless?
No. Hey, Jess, you just proved that you are a bad faith conversationalist. That's
I'm just trying to understand the correlation.
Because that's crazy. If I'm telling you that society is punishing men way harder than women, because if you know what, Angry Man and Ali, you guys got it, man. Hey, Jess, I will say this. Hey, Jess, let me say this. I appreciate you, but I don't think you could handle me talking to you and debating, or not debating you, but exchanging conversation the same way you actually do to us. Because I'm telling you something, if I'm focusing on women, and I think women deserve empathy. For example, when you're talking about laws, they are changing laws. I'm not going to, what about men? I'm going to talk about the laws that are actually punishing women. The minute and the first second I started to talking about what patriarchy does to men, the suicides, the homeless, all these things, who made that? Were women that did that shit? If that's the case, if that's the, 1 second, please. If that's the case, you prove the point. Men are in charge and men have the power. So if men have the power, they can take all your shit tomorrow if they wanted to. So thank you very much.
All I'm saying is, I didn't know that patriarchy made men homeless. I didn't know that patriarchy made men, be down on their luck. That sounds like some of your life choices. I mean, life happens to everybody.
What?
There are plenty of homeless women too, but what I'm saying is this: it sounds like patriarchy hurts both of us.
No,
And
Yes.
all I'm saying is, if you want to have a patriarchal society, great. But why do you have to oppress women while you do it? Why do you have to control women's bodies?
Okay, so
Why do you have
Jess,
to control their autonomy?
because you weren't here, because you weren't listening. Jess, you weren't listening.
So-
Controlling your body, you having the right to do abortions is not being homeless. It's not you doing suicide. In 4 suicides, 3 are men. In 5 homeless, 4 are men.
And that's because of patriarchy.
Yes, you have to stop talking when I'm talking. Yes, you have to stop talking when I'm talking. Okay? You have to stop talking when I'm talking. What I'm saying is this, Jess. If you look at the metrics, homeless, people killing each other, the fatalities during work, the fatalities of war, all of these, patriarchy is punishing men ruthlessly. And the worst thing you have to say is, but we can do abortions anymore. But we don't have the right to abort now anymore. Like, so you are telling me that men being homeless, men killing themselves, men becoming the most alcoholics, men literally crumbling to the pressure of society because they have a standard of supporting their family, supporting their kids, losing their job, losing their family, losing their house. And we're talking about women doing abortions? Wild.
Fatty, you brought up abortion. I never said abortion. I never said abortion about women doing abortion. I just said that they are making laws to withhold the certain type of health care that women may need when they need it based on religious beliefs that not everybody believes. And I don't think that's fair. I never said anything about abortions. And if patriarchy is causing men to commit suicide, if patriarchy is causing men, forcing men into homelessness, if patriarchy is doing all of these horrible things to men, then y'all should be rebelling against patriarchy too, because it's not helping y'all. And to say and to say that it's helping us, child support, not every woman is benefiting from child support because every woman has a child. And when you look at the
Jazz, you can't. Hey, Jazz, respectful, you can't do that. Come on, Jazz. You're making points, but let someone else rebuttal the points. That's going too long. Let him respond so you can respond then.
I
Because I want to respond
too,
too.
but I'm done.
Yo, here's the thing with women like her.
But I will say this, Ali. I'm not here to name call. So if I'm gonna be called out of my name, I'll go ahead and remove myself because I'm really trying to. And I would appreciate
and
if
I will ask that we'll be respectful to each other. Please, let's be respectful to each other, please, so we can keep the conversation going.
Hold on. So she's not a woman?
No, she's a woman, but she's not disrespecting you.
Yeah, and you did call me an idiot for no reason.
How was me saying a woman like her?
You called me an idiot.
How was that disrespectful?
You called me an idiot for no reason, Angry Man.
How was that disrespectful?
You called me an idiot.
You're being an idiot.
No, but
so hold on. Respectfully, let's just address.
No, because at the end of the day, this is how it happens. This is how it happens. Women feel like they can do whatever they want and can't nobody say nothing to them.
Please don't speak over me. Excuse me, Jazz. All I'm saying is, please let's address the arguments and not address each other. That's all, Angry Man. And you know, Angry Man, I got love and respect for you, big time. I got love and respect for her too.
Thank you, Mr. Fantastic, in the chat for pointing out that she called me a baby earlier.
Yeah, and I admit that. And I
didn't say nobody disrespected nobody. I said, please, let's move forward, not disrespecting each other.
I won't do it anymore. I would appreciate it.
Please stop doing Jazz. Please stop doing that. Angry Man, I didn't even say you disrespected her. I said moving forward, let's just address the argument and nobody disrespect anybody. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. Please, let's just have a conversation. I haven't even got to speak. I want y'all to have a conversation, but let's respect each other.
And when Angry Man is done, I want Lolo. We're going to go back to the topic. I want Lolo and Jasmine to actually take the microphone and Mr. Ilkanali. Go ahead.
So, what she doesn't understand, this battery that she has in her back, was put there on purpose. And the reason why it was put there on purpose is because all throughout history, men's empires has risen and fell. Why? Because certain men will be in power, and then other men that are lowly men, they'll rise up and then they'll overthrow whoever's in power. So in the modern day here in America, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, all of these men that were in positions of power, they funded the feminist movement. They started the feminist movement for the purpose of putting women at the odds of men. That pyramid you're talking about, Fatty, it's those men at the top of that pyramid at the capstone that are empowering women to be at odds with men at the bottom of the pyramid so that we can never overthrow the dudes at the top of the pyramid. So when she asks questions about, well, how does the patriarchy have men messed up? The patriarchy has been messed up because the men that were in power last have set things up in a certain way so that they can remain in power. And part of setting it up is making women into useful idiots by putting a battery in their back about feminism and having them run around here screaming on men, telling men that they ain't shit.
So I want to add to what Angry Man said. If you being intentional, Jazz, or anybody watching being intentional, men had to work and sacrifice to go to war. The fact that we moved this, that made it a history lesson instead of talking about what's happening now, we can address then. Men had to go to work and sacrifice and go to war. And like Fatty said before the AC, women didn't want to go to war and work. The least you can do is stay in the house and cook and clean and make some babies. Now women are having sex and making babies, but making their own money investing in themselves. They just don't want to, and the problem is they just don't want to reciprocate it, and they call it control. Me and Fatty have understood what y'all mean by control now, because if this was still industrial and agriculture and still hard labor, women would not want to do any of this. And y'all know that. Women don't want to work in no factories. Women don't want to work out in the field. And the truth is, men in power sent you to work, like Angry Man said, to become more powerful and to have more workers to support their nations and their corporations, not to actually free you. They tricked you to want to work so you'd invest in their business instead of a family that invests in you. Men have always had to work to live and have always been controlled. And I don't hear you, Jazz, fight for men to not be controlled. Neither do I hear most women. You have to work to live. So women don't want to have responsibility to society, and that's why you keep saying you don't want to be controlled. Because the least you can do if you don't work is have sex with a man, cook for a man, and clean with a man. The only reason why y'all talk about being controlled now is that you have to reciprocate and do something for someone else. Because if you are going to work now, the least you can do is go 50-50 with the man. The least you can do is split, is actually cook together, actually work together, but y'all don't want it. Most women don't want to do that. Most women see a responsibility to their society, responsibility to family, responsibility to their children as control. Because I ask you this, if you so controlled, Jazz, or women are so controlled, what are men controlling women from not being able to do? Because if you want to stop control, then men don't need to protect and provide for you no more, and they can focus on themselves and just bust you down and not worry about women and children. And that's when the society will really get real, because most men are getting nothing for bare minimum what women are doing. So if you're not, for you to be controlled, stop asking men and subjectifying men to being a provider and resources, and a man who has to take care of women and children. Now he gets to take care of himself, and let's see how society works when I take care of myself and you take care of yourself.
Let me go ahead and read the super chat real quick, and then